Hi guys, hello and welcome back to another board game review right here on the channel. It's been a while since I've done one and I really fancy bringing the content back. I chatted to a few folks behind the scenes who said you'd like to see the games back, so let's do it. Okay, so this month, July, I've chosen to start with a game that I wouldn't normally buy. It's not really a kind of theme that I play. However, as you know, I do like co-op games where you can get together with friends and work as a team, and I also like a game to be able to have a nice solo mode where you can get in after work, have a few beers, wind down and get a little game on and just play yourself. You know, sometimes your buddies, your gaming pals aren't available. We all live like busy lives, different schedules, jobs, etc. So it's nice to have a game that actually has that feature. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Flashpoint Fire Rescue. Okay, and this is what it says on the box. It's by Indie Boards and Cards, and it says a thrilling game of fighting fire, rescuing victims and teamwork, and the designer is Kevin Lansing. Okay, so initial impressions of this, guys, is pretty much going to be like a little bit of a Pandemic, the game Pandemic by Z-Man, where you help each other out, you work as a team. We've got to go into a house with a team of firemen, and we've got to rescue the victims, the people trapped in the building. I believe there's people, there's cats and there's dogs. So it'd be cats, dogs, people in that order. I'll be rescuing. Okay, a little bit of a cat man. So yeah, I'm going to take this down to the table, guys. We'll unbox it and then we'll maybe play a little turn and I'll give you an idea of how it goes. Okay guys, so let's start off by opening the box and then we'll have a look at the contents and see what we're dealing with here. Like I say, this is an interesting little concept and a game that I can't wait to play solo, but more importantly have a few friends round and play, get a little bit of teamwork going and see how we go. Okay, let me know in the comments below, is this something you'd fancy playing? Is this something you'd buy yourself? Do you like cooperative games? Okay, so just looking straight at the back of the box, it just says Flashpoint Fire Rescue. The call comes in, 9011, what's your emergency? On the other end is a panicked response of fire. Okay, I'm not going to bother with the rest of it. You must succeed, lives are on the line. Okay, so we can see automatic, it says 6 firefighters. It shows the actual size of the little miniatures. It looks like all little character cards of our different firefighters. Games like this normally have different characters who have different specialities, abilities. And it looks like a nice little board. And we have like what looks like little fire tokens. There's a fireman. Little door tokens maybe, if I can get that in focus there. And various little numbers and bits and bobs around the outside of the board. Okay, so let's get this down actually onto the table. Oh sorry, let's have a look before we go there. Age 10 plus, 2 to 6 players, 45 minutes. Like I mentioned earlier, 2 to 6 players, games like this, you can basically just have 2 characters yourself and take them on. Okay, so let's open it up. I really like the look of this straight off. There we go, another quick glimpse at the cover art there. Really nice. Right, so straight away we notice that we get our instruction booklet. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put that down for a minute because like those who've seen my reviews before know I like to get everything out of the box, see what we're dealing with, and then I have a little look over the booklet and see if we can actually get a little game together for you today. Okay, so straight away we notice 1, 2, 3 card pop-outs of our tokens. So these are obviously our fire tokens. I think these are action tokens. Each player gets to take so many actions with their fireman. So I think you'd mark them down, like, you know, if you move and then you do something, put a fire out or something, you put those little tokens by your guide to basically remember how many tokens you've done. The smaller fire tokens, we have, looks like chemicals here, question marks. Now I know what they are, I'll tell you about them in a minute. They're the door tokens, and then we have a little ambulance on here. That's the same as that one. Okay, yeah, they're all the same. Now what these little tokens are, guys, starting with the blue tokens, is there certain scenarios for different levels of the game. Example like easy, medium, hard, beginner, experience, etc. And what they are is you pop these out and you have them on the side. I was watching how to, I think it was Rodney Smith's videos the other day when I first bought the game, just to have a little idea for this video, a little bit of research. and I don't go in blind as most people think. Okay, so anyway, moving on. So these little tokens, I think you've got to place 3 out, and they're placed randomly, and they're actually this side up, and it basically indicates a point of interest for like your fireman to head to. So when you get there, you turn the little token over, and as we can see here, we've got like a lady, we've got a gent. Let's see if we find any others. Yeah, there we go. We've got a cat, we've got a dog. Okay, so what you do is you go along. While we're there, the smoke tokens are on the reverse of the fire. That is a mechanic. And the reverse of the ambulance is the fire engine. The experience game, the advanced game, you can operate a fire engine and an ambulance outside of the premises. The ambulance, obviously, you take your victims to. The fire engine you use to spray larger amounts of the fire out. What I'm going to be doing, if I do manage to get it on the table today, is just play the beginner level. I think it's called the family edition. Nice and easy, do you know what I mean? Okay, so there are the tokens. I think I've probably waffled on long enough about them. I think you got the idea. Okay, what do we have here? Okay, so we have the game board. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to show you that in a minute. We have a little bag of goodies, which looks like our fireman. So we have an orange one, a yellow one, a red one, a blue one, and a green one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 little firemen. Okay, there they are. I don't know if they're coming out properly there on the focus. We have what looks like a load of black cubes. Yeah, I know what they are. I'll explain them in a second. We've got a 6-sided dice. We've got an 8-sided dice. Okay, so it's your bag of dice. We have a set of fire rescue cards. I'm not sure what they are. I shall give them a quick open and see what we're dealing with. Okay. So straight away, I know what these are. These are your oh no, they're not. So I actually thought that they were going to be your different cards for your firemen, with them all being different colours. They are actually colour matched. They're all the same. They say like fire rescue, so there's obviously a significance to them. And we have another. Yeah, that was what I was thinking. I thought it was going to be one of those fireman cards there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open these little cards here, and we'll have a look and see what they are. And automatically, I can see something that I like. This top one looks like a little turn sheet. What you call turn order. Now, those who have watched my videos in the past know how much I love these guides for the gamers, because you got to remember, folks, not everyone's a gamer. Do you know what I mean? So I have like a lot of friends who like to come around socially and stuff like that, but they're not actually gamers. And I might turn around and say, you know, do you want to play a board game? It's like, oh, Monopoly. I'm like, no, actually, there's something different. What about Pandemic, or what about, you know, Firepoint or Flashpoint or something? And people's like faces kind of just drop in horror, like, oh my god, how do I play that? You know, it's not Ludo, it's not Monopoly, it's not Cluedo, it's not like whatever. Okay, so this is nice. It tells us, it says the turn order. It's called first part of the action phase, where you can spend up to 4 action points on your actions, or you can save any unspent points. And then it says you advance the fire. So obviously, with this being a simulator of a house, a burning building, there's a mechanic within the game to move the flames around and causes like a lot of trouble. And then the last stage is replenish the points of interest. So if anyone has perished in a fire, or we managed to rescue them, at the end of the turn, we basically do what our firemen do. We sort the fire out, and then we put random points of interest, little markers back on. If you remember before, we had the 6-sided dice and the 8-sided dice. When I show you the board, it's got a little grid, numbers along the top, numbers down the side, and we roll those 2 dice together. It'll give us a top number, a side number. It might say 3 and 6. We'd find that square and we plonk the point of interest on there. So basically, every game you play a million games, it's going to be totally random as to where these points of interest go, which is nice. Okay, and it says the game end. The building collapses when all damage markers are placed. They are those little black cubes. I think there's 24 of them. So every time there's like an explosion or something like that happens in the game, a wall is blown out, we put those little black cubes on. When they've ran out, when we've gone through the 24 of them, it signifies that the building's about to collapse. You can't do any more. Get your firemen out, and that's game over. Okay, so building collapse. You get victory if you get 7 or more of the victims rescued, and as a team defeat, because you win together or you lose together. Okay, is 4 or more victims are lost. Nice little points here. It says experience rules only in the yellow. So basically, if you're playing the family version, we just go down with the white. We want to get a little bit more complicated, we go down with the yellow as well. Okay, so we get 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's 4 of them. And then we have our fireman here. Okay, so we see in the corner, just picking the first guy, the hazmat technician. So he has 4 action points, so he's going to be allowed 4 different moves. Okay, and he has a speciality. It says dispose 2 action points and you remove the hazmat in your space from the game. Not sure what a hazmat is. It could be the chemicals, hazard possibly. So we've got paramedic, imaging technician, rescue specialist, generalist who has no special abilities, and the fire captain who has different things to order the team around and about. Driver and operator, CAFS, CAFS, firefighter, and that's our team of guys. So everybody has got a role on the team to actually play, which is really nice. Okay, I believe that is everything in the box. So I'm now going to show you the board. I'm just out of shot here, just opening up for you. Oh, now this is nice. This is really nice. It's double-sided, so we've got 2 different houses, stroke buildings to actually play in. Okay, so remember I said about the black numbers on the top and the red numbers down the side. So if we were to roll 2 on the black and say 2 on the red, then we go to this space and we put our point of interest in. And it works the same way with the fire. When fire spreads, we roll and we put like a little token out to see where it is, etc, etc. And I'm going to try, not knocking everything, to show you the second side of the board. And again, it's just a little bit different of a layout. So as you can see, guys, I'm not sure if you're a fan of the board. I mean, let me know in the comments below. Do you like the colours? Do you like the graphic style of the board? You know, is this the kind of game you play? Is it a little bit too grim for you? You know, the idea of rescuing folks from houses, losing them, that kind of thing. Okay, so that is the board and all the little pieces. And I'll just do my usual and go over the introductory booklet. Because I'm aware of time, we've ran like over 11 minutes now. Okay, so we've got our little bump about what it is. We've got our components, so 6 firefighters, 33 threat markers, 18 things of interest. Markers, basically people, points of interest. Where are we? And out of that, there's 6 false alarms and there's 12 victims. So because they're turned over and they're random, you don't know, you might go along, think, oh, I'll head over to that corner there, to that room, grab that like fire victim, and it might actually just come up as blank, so you've wasted your time, which is nice because it's that, you know, a little bit of fun. Okay, 24 damage counters, 8 door markers. Now these are obviously reversed, so you've got closed and you've got open doors. That obviously makes a difference because you can pass through, but also the flames can't pass through. Losing my words there, apologies. If there's like an explosion, it'll stop at a door, but if the door's open, it'll carry on going. And 24 hot spots. We go over to the board. Then we have 21 action tokens, 3 heal, 6 hazmat. Hazmat, there you go, it's the chemicals. So that guy before would be like a specialist in going along and sort the chemicals. Fire engine, ambulance, player card to identify who your player is. Both the dice, the black 8-sided, the red 6-sided. Player aid cards and 8 specialist cards. I'm just having a quick look to see if there's anything different on these cards. Oh yeah, they're double-sided, which is really nice because it tells you how many action points you use. So for example, if you want to move your fireman, it's 1 action point. Move through fire is 2 action points. Open and close the door. Chop the wall, etc. So that's really nice. So you've got your card as a guide that sits right by you all the time. So that should be handy for next time I play. Well, first time I play, or if I actually do a demo here. Okay, so I'm going to open this up. Object of the game, well, I think we all know what the object of the game is. It's going to be rescuing 7 hostages. I'm thinking of something else, sorry. Another board game I've just bought. 7 victims. Learning the game. Flashpoint Fire Rescue has 2 different sets of rules. I've mentioned that, the family and the advanced. A little bit about the game board. Adjacent spaces are not interesting. You can only move left, right, up or down. No diagonal. A little bit of setup. Tells you how to set up the family game. Shows us a nice picture of our board and how everything is set out, where the fire tokens are, the points of interest, where our firemen start, etc. And just says, put the stuff back in a box, place the bits on the board, give each player 1 firefighter and 1 player card. Then it goes through the game turn, just says take an action, spend action points moving, fighting fires, chopping down walls, etc. Advance fire, so we roll for the smoke. Replenish the person of interest, point of interest markers if we are less than 3. And then obviously it gives us our list of actions in more detail and some nice little examples. You know how much I love my examples. Okay, advanced fire, that tells us if we're playing the advanced game on how explosions start, chain reactions, backdraft, stuff like that. How you replenish the points of interest and the game end, which we all know by now, we need 7 victims rescued or 4 victims lost, or if a building collapses, it's game over. Experienced game setup. Bit about vehicles, how we move the fire engines, etc. A little bit of role of our specialists, who obviously I think they appear in the more advanced game because you have like the extra turns, you can sort of fight a fire for free and whatever. But as I say, my version is just going to be the family version where, you know, we just pick up and we play. Okay. How we advance fire in those rules. How we replenish the points of interest, and it shows us how we randomise it in case there's any issues. FAQ, frequently asked questions, changing the rules. Okay. And again, you all know by now how much I love this. A quick start guide on the back. Set up the board, take action, goes through it, tells us, spread the fire. Make sure the 3 blue markers, points of interest, are on the board. It's the next player's turn to win, rescue 7 victims. That is a really, really nice instruction booklet. Short, concise and to the point, unlike this video where I've been waffling on far too long. Okay guys, I'm going to stop the camera, I'm going to set up the board and we'll have a look at it. Okay guys, so here we go. I've set up the table as recommended, the board by the rulebook for the beginner family edition of the rules. Okay, so like I mentioned before, the idea of these cooperative games or solo is playing solo, which I'm going to do now. You can use 2 players. Okay, so I've got the yellow fireman over here and I've got the blue fireman over here. To factor in like Everton's colours are just coincidental. Okay, so according to the turn order, it's the action phase, advance fire, replenish POIs. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with the yellow fireman over here, and he has 4 actions. So what I want to do is I want to move. I'm going to go 1, 2, open the door, and I'm going to move into here. So that's going to be 1 action point, 2 action points, open the door, turn it over to show us there as the 3rd action, and as a 4th action I'm going to step into the room with the fire. That is his turn done. I've now got to advance the fire to see what's happening. So I get the black dice and I get the red dice, and we're rolling the black numbers across the top, the red down the side. Let's see what happens. Okay, so we've rolled a 4 and we've rolled a 3. So we go, this is the square 3 and this is the square 4. It actually indicates the little numbers, which is dead clever there. Little 4 marked on the square for the die face, and the little black one there, obviously the same thing. Okay, so we're going to put a smoke token on there. Now what's happened is, because the smoke is next to the fire, that becomes fire. So already this room is well on fire, and I'm starting to actually regret walking in there with him, because I'm going to have to try and fight my way down. Okay, So according to that, we've rolled for smoke, resolved explosions, resolved flashovers, resolved knockdowns. A knockdown is if a fireman finishes his turn. If he's on his square and a flame appears in there, that's a knockdown. In which case he'd go back outside, he'd be revived and he'd come back in. Okay. Resolve any lost POI or victims. Well, we haven't got any of them because we haven't got to them yet. Okay. So it's now the turn of the blue fireman down here. So the door is open, so I'm going to go in 1, I'm going to go 2, I'm going to go 3, and I am going to go 4 and have a look what this is. These turn over free as a free action. So we have got, we got a lady. Okay, so we've now got our first potential victim. So we're going to be looking at getting her out. When you move, instead of 1, there's a sign in the background, quite apt really. When you move, it's 1 action point, but if you're carrying a victim of the fire, it's 2. So basically you've got them on your back and it's a lot slower. Okay, so I'm happy with that. We've identified a victim and we need to have a look at getting her out. It's going to take us a couple of turns. We need the fire to stay away from here. Okay, so let's roll and see. Okay, so you're kidding me, man. So it's going to be on number 6 and number 5. So that is here. So that could cause a little bit of a problem. So we've got some smoke there. Because it's not adjacent or next to any fire, it's not going to become a problem. It's not going to become a fire. Okay, so we've now completed a full turn. 1 for the yellow fireman, 1 for the game, 1 for the blue fireman, 1 for the game. Okay, so we're going to go back to our yellow fireman and we've got to decide on what we're going to do with him here. I don't particularly want to take him in to start fighting loads of fires. Extinguish fire is 2 action points. It's got to be in a space that you're in or an adjacent square. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually retract on myself. That was a wasted move coming through there. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to open this door. Okay, so that is his turn. So he's come in the building, had a look around, come into this room, thought, nah, his mate over here has got the point of interest. So he's now backed out and he's on his way around there. Okay, something we all suffer from as gamers, and first time ever seeing this game, as beautiful as this, AP, analysis, paralysis. You often jump in, make you move, and then you go, oh, hang on a second. Okay, so yellow fireman has moved. Let's roll for the fire. Okay, so it's going to be, oh crikey, it's going to be number 6 on here, number 4 on there, so it is here. So we're going to put smoke here. I'm thinking, because it's adjacent to another fire, that'll actually turn into flames. I might be wrong, so I'll either FAQ that later, because I don't want to stop the video because I'm in the flow of playing the game now. Or, I'll learn from it like we all do and play again. It's not really going to bother anybody right now because no one's going in that room. Okay, so that is yellow fireman. So our friend down here, blue fireman, he needs to get through, and we're looking at getting back to this door the quickest possible route. Now remember, he's got 4 action points, but he's got the victim, so each action costs him 2. So he's going to move here for 2 action points, and he's going to move here for 2 action points. So he's got this lady. Next turn, we're going to rescue a victim. So what I'm going to do, we'll play the next turn and just see. We need to avoid this quadrant here, please. Okay, so we're rolling for the fire again. Okay, fantastic. So we're going over here, number 7, and we want number 4. So 7 and 4, there's going to be put some smoke in behind our friend here, which isn't a great deal because he's going to go through there next turn. Okay, that is the end of turn 2. So already I'm loving the way it's moving along. I'm loving some of the little decisions you've got. I'm loving the way the fire does what it's doing. Okay, so let's play a 3rd and final turn. So with this guy, we said we would go in here. So we'd opened the door last time, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3, and for his action, he's going to open that 4th door there. Okay, so we're going to see where the fire is and what happens. Okay, so it's number 4 on the black and number 2. Oh my word. Okay. Right, well, we've got smoke there with a victim. I think if that was to be a fire and it landed on the victim, the householder, then we'd actually lose them. Up to now, I don't think that's an issue. I might be wrong, but I'm going to play it like that. They're not burned, there's just smoke, and they're going to be breathing smoke in, okay? Won't be an issue, because I'm going to play a 4th turn, because I want to get back round, I want to get them out. Okay, so we've done that. That is yellow's turn. Our friend here now, blue, he's just going to go 2 to here, 2 to here, and he's going to get our lady back out, and she has been saved. So already we've got 1 of our 7 folks needed. The house is starting to burn along. We haven't lost anybody yet. We've got a possible point of interest over here that is in the smoke. Okay, so now we need to roll and see what happens for the fire. Okay, it's going to go 7 and it's going to go 5. Now, I think if it lands on that, I think that actually causes an explosion. Yeah, it does, and it goes every way. So what happens now is, remember the black cubes? It's going to basically blow out that way, and it's going to put a damage on there. When there's 2 of these on, the wall is completely blown in and you can walk through. It's going to go this way and blow a hole in this wall, because it can't move because that's a full wall. It's going to go this way, and it's going to put a... Sorry, I had to go away from the table to get a fire token. It's going to put a fire token there. It's already gone that way, so it's going to double up and it's going to blow a hole in that wall. So that was quite an action-packed turn, actually. Let me go and get another token. Okay, so yeah, there we go. So we've had like a little chain reaction there. It's gone off here and just boomed. It's blew a hole here, blew a hole there, blew a hole in the wall there. So already the building now is, it's got 24 structure points by the cubes, and we're already an 1/8 of the way through. We've already got 3 holes in the wall. So the fire's spreading, holes in the wall. We managed to get 1 lady out, and we're going to go for a 4th and final turn. I'm hoping this is making sense, guys, and you're enjoying it. Okay, very thematic, loving it so far. Okay, so let's go with our yellow friend over here. So he is going to go 1. He's going to step into the smoke. 2, which I think he can move into smoke with just 1 move point. Yes, he can. It's only 2 move points if he's going through fire. Okay, and he's going to turn this over and see what we have. Oh, we have another person. Okay, now we can't do anything there because it's a 2 action points to move out. Okay, so let's see what the fire is doing. Okay, 6 and 6, so it's going to come down to here. Okay, so it's going to cause another explosion. So we're going to blow that door open for that room there. It's going to cause a hole in the wall here. It can't go any further there, but it can move here. That's already open, so it's going to turn that smoke into fire, I think is the correct order of that there. Yep, okay. And we'll go for the blue guy just to finish the turn. Right, so I'm going to move him in, and I'm going to fight this fire. So it's going to be 1 action point, 2 action points, and then 2 action points to solve the fire. So that's going to extinguish your fire, full stop. You can either extinguish it to smoke for 1 action point or extinguish it altogether. Well, this is the end of the demo, so I'm going to extinguish it altogether. And that's his 4 action points. And just to complete the turn, I'm going to roll and see what happens with the fire. Okay, so it's number 7 and it's number 5. Crikey, it's come down to here again. So it's going to blow a hole completely in that wall now. Okay, it's going to blow a hole completely in that wall now. It's going to blow a hole completely in that wall now. And it's going to blow a hole completely in that wall now. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8. We've got 8 structural points of damage in the house, and obviously fire is all over the place now. So if I was playing the actual game, I'd be worrying about getting this lady out here and then dealing with some of this fire. But that, guys, I'm going to go back up top now. I'm hoping that that's give you a little idea. It's give me a taste, and I'll be honest with you, I'm going to finish this review off. I'm going to edit, schedule and do what I'm doing, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to play this because I really like the look of it. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that demo, guys. Leave me in the comments below what you thought, and let's go back up top. Okay, guys, welcome back. So that was our little look at Flashpoint Fire Rescue. First impressions, absolutely great. The previews, I'd read the reviews, I'd watched stuff like that. I thought I'd fancy it. Wasn't that expensive. I think it retails in the United Kingdom for about $34.99 on Amazon. Possibly cheaper if you can get it in a deal. So yeah, strong points. The pros, extremely thematic. I love the way the fireworks, the explosions. You've got like an awful lot to think about. You know, you're looking around and you're thinking, well, yeah, you've got to get to the points of interest, but at the same time, you've got to negotiate your way around the house, getting through, find doors, find exits and stuff like that. You do what you want to do on your turn, or the best you can, and then you realise, hang on, fire is here, there's explosions going on here, you know, walls are coming down, and then you've got to coordinate with your, in this case it was a second player for me, and try and do that. I mean, if I was playing it with maybe say 4 people, I'd say a couple of you could sort of concentrate on tackling the fire and a couple could concentrate on getting the victims out, but playing with the 2 for the demonstration purposes and the trying the game, yeah, it just plays really well. It's you feel like the role of like going in and rescuing stuff like that. You've got plenty going on. For only playing the family version, the basic rules, I think it's well set out. The cards are really informative. I love them. They give you what your actions are. They give you how many points it does for a particular action. I've got to be honest, I never got stuck once. I like basically one shot of the video. The only problem I had is, as you realise, I'd left some of the tokens over the other side of the room, thinking I wouldn't need as much because I didn't plan on. I was only going to do like sort of a turn, 2 turns tops. But then I'll be honest, the gamer in me started getting into it, and I wanted to get them victims out. So yeah, and I didn't find my cat either. So I'd highly recommend this game, folks. I really would. I'm, like I said before, as I was coming back up top, I'm going to finish up here. I've got the board in front of me down below, and I want to finish my game. I'll be honest. The last time this happened was when I first played Pandemic, and so that, putting Pandemic in the same breath as this game is it's true praise. Trust me. If you haven't checked it out already, Z-Man Games Pandemic, look below on my video list and you'll see a review of it. Talking of which, if you're new here guys, please hit that subscribe button if you like what you see. Like, share, and more important than all of that, leave me a comment below. I love my comments. I love interacting with all you folks, and the returning guys as well. Thank you very much. I'm a friendly guy. I love my subscribers. I love to get involved in crack. I love to get involved in talking about the games and what you guys are up to. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. And one last look at the box as I'm tripping over my words. Okay, Flashpoint, Fire Rescue, indie boards and cards. You do a lot worse than this, folks. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next one.